Greetings, all. Greetings, greetings, greetings. Sky today is a little bit different. Clouds everywhere. For a few, I don't know, I sat there for about an hour watching the clouds evaporating from around the mountains. But also observing something that I don't very often think about, and that is I see the clouds there as the sun rises, and the clouds just seem to disappear. The clouds just seem to evaporate. And some, especially the dark ones, drift away. But the reality is that because of the sunlight, and the earth, and how they interact with each other, those clouds if we cover the sun, that space where we saw the blue we were looking at and it appears blue would be filled with clouds. The clouds would still be there, but just how the sunlight strikes the atoms in that cloud, the water, sand, and whatever materials in that cloud. And we actually we grew up in a world where we think that all the elements are in the earth except for air. But every element that you can find on earth is in the clouds, in the air itself. I often laugh that people, those who discuss this carbon issue, that it's how they forget that everything on the planet is carbon based. If you take the carbon out of the air, life, uh, life as we know it would go through a change that so drastic. These same people won't believe it. They'll be looking at it, wow, and surprised, shocked. That's because they don't pay attention to what they're being shown, the knowledge that's there in front of them. They have this focus that somebody gave them to go tell us a story about how the earth is warming. If we don't stop it, it's going to be a disaster. The reality is the earth always goes through the cycle. Always goes through this cycle. It's like winter, spring, summer, and fall. It is a cycle that you have to go through and it goes when we reach a certain location in our galaxy. Just like when the Earth reaches a certain location in relation to the other planets and the sun. You get snow on one side, you get winter on one side of the planet, and summer on the other. Same thing with the universe. When we reach a certain point in our rotation on the galaxy, it's hotter there than it is on the opposite side. But nevertheless, we're drifting off. The other day I saw a video about two antelope on the African savannah fighting each other. And then up comes a lion and ate one. Yesterday, came across a video of this Caucasian who was talking about the Nigerian Air Force. And he is showing all this equipment that they bought from America or Europe. The drones, that can drop bombs and shoot missiles. And give a good picture of from the sky of what's going on the ground. And he's talking about how Nigeria has this great air force. And I'm watching this thing and I'm saying, I'm beginning to laugh. It's serious, but I'm beginning to laugh because this same Nigeria not feeding his people. But here's this man singing praises about Nigeria because it's spending all that money on weapons. Weapons that it doesn't even make for itself. All across Africa, leaders are buying weapons. And the funny thing is that you got one governor in one state, one imam in one state. They are the custodians for the people outside the country. Running they call them Al-Qaeda and ISIS, different names. Every one of them have a different name. But they're the same, trained by the same people. And given to these African leaders. Well, not given to, but they're the one who relay the message to them and make it accessible to them to come into the community. Here's this Nigeria who has thousands of children, people in general, being held hostage by other Nigerians now in these organizations. On one hand, the government is paying out money to get them back. On the other hand, it is buying weapons in the so-called war against the same terrorists, as they're called. while Nigeria starves. The money that they make from all the resources that come out of the ground is going to someone else other than the people who need it. When you as a diasporan come to Nigeria, how do you deal with something like that? Because you left America or Britain thinking about things that you thought things were so bad there that you had to leave. I'm not saying you shouldn't leave, but you're not talking about it. You're silent about this. What you're not silent about is, how would I describe it? The foolishness that allows you to make some AdSense on YouTube. All around you are the things that need to be changed, made better. But not a word about it, just silence. Some of you even sing praises about places where you are. And don't tell anybody about the hoops that you gotta jump through in those places. You pretend that everybody around you is happy, smiling, and joyful. And I took my camera to some of those places and showed people, look at the faces of these people. Do they look happy? But the funny thing is that got no reaction from the people. Painting this false picture. But I didn't expect them to have a reaction. And if they did have a reaction, I expect to be negative towards me. But we go back to that, those two antelope on the African plain fighting each other, and the lion come in and take them out, take one out. This is the story of Africa. And it's the story of the diaspora. See, if you're not looking at what's going on and telling other diasporans what's going on, telling other Africans, talking to the Africans that will listen, that 20% of Africans that want to see change, that lion, remember the guy who was singing praises about Nigeria because he's selling weapons to them, he's coming and take out one or both of you. Lion don't have any problem eating with you at all. You ran from America and Europe, not get eaten. You were afraid to get eaten, but you come to Africa and do your foolishness. And then when you get eaten, you turn around and make videos about it. Get your AdSense. About your AdSense. I'm warning you now. This war in Europe gonna end. Right now, almost every country on the planet has the ability to defend itself against other predators. Sub-Saharan Africa, as they call it, don't. And I know I'm going to get people from Uganda, Tanzania, and Kenya say, oh yeah, we make this now. Look, see those military vehicles that you produce? Simple armor-piercing bullet can take your vehicle out. Why y'all fighting each other? Why are you president and other leaders, traditional leaders, you call yourself, are there counting your money? The lion gonna eat you behind. Not prepared for what's about to happen. When these wars not end, but when the people really, fathers, you have go back and Obama was fighting wars in Afghanistan and what they call the Middle East. And then America came up with this plan, pivot to Asia because they want to confront China. When they pivot to Africa, what in the hell are you going to do? You ran to Africa to escape. The last 3 years you haven't done anything. AdSense won't save you. It's one of the first things going to happen is the AdSense is going to disappear. And then you can't make any more videos because you came to Africa with nothing. You don't have anything to live on. Guess where you're going? Those of you who listen to me regularly, we're getting there. That pivot is coming. It's just like those two antelope fighting each other. The lion was sitting down, relaxing, and when he saw the commotion, he says, "Oh, food. These two idiots fighting each other. Here's my opportunity." Have a great day wherever you are. Watch this foolishness go on and prepare. Peace.